Welcome to All In News. Gwyneth Paltrow says it was love at first sight with Brad Pitt and was heartbroken when they split. It was the right thing at that time, but it was really hard, Paltrow recalled of calling off her engagement to Pitt on the Call Her Daddy podcast. Gwyneth Paltrow is getting candid about her relationship with her ex-fiancé Brad Pitt. The actress, 50, opened up about the pair's romance, which lasted from 1994 to 1997, when they called off their engagement, on the latest episode of the Call Her Daddy podcast published Tuesday. Recalling how the connection between the two was instant, Paltrow said it was major love at first sight when they met on the set of crime thriller 7. It was crazy, she added, before going on to discuss the pair getting engaged in Argentina in December 1996 after 2 years of dating. One night we were on the balcony of this house we were renting in this little town in Argentina, she recalled of Pitt, 59, proposing. I wish I remembered exactly what he said, but he proposed, it was fantastic, I was thrilled. We had talked about it, but I was surprised in the moment, I remember that. I must have been 24. But the pair never made it down the aisle, and just 6 months after getting engaged, they called it quits. Revealing she called off the engagement because she didn't feel ready to get married, the Avengers star told host Alex Cooper, I had a lot of development to do, looking back in hindsight. In a lot of ways, I didn't really fully start to come into myself until I was 40 years old. And I had such a pleasing issue. I didn't really even understand how to listen to my instincts and act from that place for what was right for me. I was always trying to adjudicate what was right for everyone else. She continued, when I look back I really was a kid, really more than most 22, 24 years old I meet now. I really had not explored who I was, what was important to me, what my boundaries were. But Paltrow said she was totally heartbroken when we broke up. It was the right thing at that time, but it was really hard, she added. There were a number of things that had happened. He was 9 years older than me, so he was far more. He knew what he wanted, he was ready to do it, and I was kind of all over the place, so it was really one of those difficult things, where I felt like, oh my God, not only am I not ready, I'm not living up to the standards again. It was a familiar refrain I felt about myself. Despite their split, the duo has maintained a close friendship and connection. He's a great guy, she continued. He's wonderful, I really like him a lot. Last year, Paltrow and Pitt discussed being friendly exes and still having love for each other in an interview on her Goop website. In the chat, Paltrow brought up the topic of her late father Bruce, who died in 2002, approving of Pitt and being excited to have him as a son-in-law, though we didn't get married, unfortunately, she told Pitt. Right, he laughed. Oh man, everything works out, doesn't it? Yes, it does. I finally found the Brad I was supposed to marry. It just took me 20 years, joked Paltrow, who wed producer Brad Pitt in September 2018. Pitt went on to tell Paltrow, it's lovely to have you as a friend now, to which she agreed. And I do love you, added Pitt, Paltrow saying, I love you so much. Elsewhere in her Call Her Daddy interview, Cooper, 28, grilled Paltrow on her relationship with Ben Affleck, who she dated on and off from 1997 to 2000, and got her to play a game of Brad or Ben. The mom of two was asked to compare the two in a series of categories including, who is more romantic, who was more likely to make you laugh, and who are you more likely to get into an argument with? While Pitt was the more romantic and Affleck, 50, was more likely to make her laugh and get into an argument with her, Paltrow also revealed that they were both good kissers. As for who was better in bed, Paltrow said the choice was really hard. Brad was like the sort of major chemistry, love of your life, kind of, at the time, and then Ben was, like, technically excellent, she laughed. I can't believe my daughter is listening to this. See you. Don't forget to subscribe.